Hello everyone, welcome to day one of the Wisdom series. We are excited about jumping into the book of Proverbs. There's so many things to mine, and we encourage you guys to go in the squad conversation to share what you've learned, because there's no way we're going to hit everything, no matter what. So I can't wait to learn from you as well. So today we're going to start with Proverbs 1, and it's perfect because depending on what translation you're reading it from, I like the New Living Translation. Which one are you doing?
New Living, for sure.
New Living. So New Living. So the heading for this one says the purpose of Proverbs. And something that was important to us through that is like starting with why, which is the book that we're going through for the month of January. But starting with the purpose was serious, and it shows us here like why. What is the purpose of Proverbs? And verse 2, it says, their purpose is to teach people wisdom and discipline, to help them understand the insights of the wise. And their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives, to help them do what is right, just, and fair. And it's just amazing, like we look at, paralleling this to business and to life, and it's like we need the discipline aspect. A lot of times we can be gifted in business, or we can be gifted in what we put our hands to and what we decide to do. But without the parameters of wisdom and discipline, what we put our hands to runs off or runs away with us, because we don't have the integrity to keep it, or we don't have the discipline to keep it, or we're not strategic enough. There's not the wisdom that we need to sustain it. And so I think that part's really huge for this chapter.
Yeah, for sure. And the wisdom will give you the discernment to understand how to deal with situations that may arise through. And I think I love Proverbs so much is that wisdom gives, through the knowledge, wisdom brings the bridges that gap that we have, and allows us to move in and out and understand how to and where we should go, and how we should go, and how we should do it.
Yeah, it's what it helps to direct our path. And like that, when we go down a little further, we're going to skip a part. We're going to go back to it, okay? Hold please. But from verse 20, it talks about how wisdom shouts in the streets, and how you were saying about like prioritizing wisdom, and how verse 23, it says, come and listen to my counsel. I'll share my heart with you and make you wise. And this is supposed to be wisdom talking, and wisdom is saying like, come and listen. There's another verse, and I don't remember if it's in this chapter or if we're going to get to it later, but it says like, wait at my gates, wait in the morning at my gates. And so if we try to pursue what we're going to, or where we're trying to go, without having the wisdom factor, without leaning on it to look at how do we navigate this thing, like you were saying, I think we end up missing out on a lot, trying to rely on our own intellect and all that before.
Yeah, because we can have all the knowledge in the world.
Yes, sir.
But without wisdom, we're just going through it blindly.
Yeah, that's good.
So.
Yeah, come on. Okay, just a couple more things, guys. I like this section from verses, 8 through 19, where it's like a father talking to the son, but giving instructions, saying like how to interact with other people who aren't necessarily doing things the right way. And in it, I mean, we know like Solomon wrote the majority of the Proverbs, and we know him as King David's son. And I think when I was reading this part, I was thinking of Psalms chapter 1 about how, not walking in the way of the scornful, or being careful who you're associating with, but being a person who delights in the law of the Lord. And that's at verse 7 too, about how the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So not being careful with our associations, being wise and strategic about our associations, but also making sure that God is our primary association. So like you said, the discernment of who we are associating, because that's going to reflect, what's the quote that says, you are pretty much the sum or the average of the 5 people you spend time with the most. So if you take a look at a person's friends, you can pretty much see, what their atmosphere, what their environment is like. And that, I think that's the same kind of thing where it's looking at the temperature of the people around you, and seeing if it's, the same direction that you want to go in. Anything else for you?
Not from me.
Yeah. Same here. But yeah, guys, we could go verse by verse, but also we really do want to hear from you. Everybody else in the squad needs to hear it too, about what you learned and some of the principles that you took from chapter 1 of Proverbs. But there's so much to mine, so much to dig in, so we'll continue to do that too.